Hey everyone, my name is David, and today I'm going to be tackling a small renovation project here in the living space of our travel trailer. For those of you that follow us, you know that about 2 years ago, we completely removed the entire dinette. We had a U-shaped dinette here at the back side of our travel trailer, and that just was not working out for us at all because, we are at our desks, in our chairs, editing video and working on our YouTube channel for many hours of the day, and having that dinette as a workspace just was not working for us at all. The seating was so uncomfortable, it was starting to give me neck and back pain and tension headaches, and so we had to do something different to make that space, a more ergonomic workspace. So what we came up with is, like I said, we completely removed the dinette. We replaced it with this butcher block desk. It's actually a butcher block countertop that we picked up from Lowe's, and using hairpin legs mounted to, all four corners of it, we created this desk and workspace. Now it's been working excellently for us. We love it so much, and it really opened up this entire area of the trailer and made it feel so much bigger in here, which is really important because this is only a 24.5-foot travel trailer with no slides, and we RV full-time in it. We live in our travel trailer and travel the country full-time in it. So any extra space we can get in here, any opening up of the living space just really, really helps it make more homey and livable in here. Now you also may remember that we picked up this gate leg table here because, we had a little bit of extra space on this side of the trailer, and one of the things that we really didn't like about our dinette is that, with two laptops on top of it, it really dominated the whole space, just about the entire table. And so when we wanted to sit down and eat, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, we would always have to move our laptops out of the way, clear off our workspace so that we had room for plates. And that just started to get old. And so our solution for that is to have this gate leg table here. And it has two sides, or it has this on both sides where, this can fold up and a leg swings out, from under it to hold this up. And, we can, the idea was is to slide this into the middle of the dinette, or into this living space, and then we would have our chairs on either side of it, and then we would have space to eat, and, we wouldn't have to clear out our workspace each time. All we would have to do is slide this table out, and we would have that eating space. And it worked for a little bit of time, and we stuck on like furniture movers onto the bottom of it, and it's on top of carpet, so it slides out really easy. But what we found out is that we just never do that. I don't know if it's just like not wanting to pull it out and set it up or what, but we kind of still fell back into the habit of just moving our computers out of the way and then just setting our plates down on this desk right here and just eating here. At the time, one of the things that we also sort of liked about this gate leg table is that it has drawers on both sides of it, on this side and this side. There are 3 drawers on each side for 6 total, so we had some storage in there too. But what's really annoying is that we have to pull this table all the way out and then kind of turn it sideways to even be able to get into these drawers. So they're not very accessible at all, and really a pain to get in and out of because there's not very much space back here. So we got to move the chairs like up toward the front of the trailer to then be able to pull this table out and access those drawers. And we just really don't like it. So today, we're going to be getting rid of this table, and we're just going to be installing another butcher block desk, a butcher block countertop with the same hairpin legs that we used on this desk, just so everything looks the same and is homogeneous. And we're going to be placing it right here. It's going to take up about the same width as this table does, and it's going to span, from this countertop to this countertop, I think it's going to look really well and be a lot more usable, and it's going to open up all of the space down below it that we can put in, shelving or drawers or, just whatever we really want to have more usable, more accessible storage right there. But before we get into the construction and the cutting of some wood, I really quickly want to tell you guys about this video's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is a website and online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. Whatever your interests are, you're bound to discover video lessons that will help you improve on Skillshare. From outdoor photography to starting your own business to creating the perfect grilled cheese, there are even video lessons on becoming a full-time RVer. I'm using Skillshare right now to improve at video production. I'm watching a class called Video Editing, Transforming Footage into Evocative Travel Stories by Oliver Astrolago, which has increased my skills in filming, music selection, and creative video editing. Skillshare is incredibly affordable at less than $10 a month for an annual subscription, and the first 1,000 people who click the link in the video description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium so you can explore everything Skillshare has to offer. We're in the garage now, and we've got our butcher block countertop here, and we've got all the tools that we need to get the job done. And I'll go ahead and link this butcher block. It is a Baltic birch butcher block countertop. I picked it up from Lowe's, and I'll also put links in the description below to all the tools that I'm using here, so that if you want to do a job similar to this, then you can get everything you need to get the job done. Now we've measured the space inside of the RV, so we know exactly what we want to cut this butcher block countertop down to. It's currently about 4 feet long by 25 inches wide, and we want to cut it down to just 32 inches long by 16 inches wide. And we're going to be using this circular saw here to cut it down, as well as this straight edge, so that we can, clamp this straight edge to the butcher block so that we've got a perfectly straight edge that we can run the circular saw against to get a perfectly straight edge. And then we're going to take our sanding block here, as well as our 220 grit sandpaper, and sand it down nice and smooth so we've got a very, very nice smooth finish, and then take a vacuum so that we can vacuum up off all the sawdust from it before we go ahead and apply this Varathane water-based satin finish clear coat to give it a waterproof seal over it. And this is exactly what we did on the birch butcher block desk on the inside, so that it will look exactly like it and it will match perfectly with what we've already got in that space. But that's enough talk. Let's get this job going.
21 inches, you're going to be 22 1/4 when we get done. Well, 22 1/8. Okay.
We're going to have plenty. Oop.
Farther.
14 and
3/16.
13.
Oh, 13, yeah.
So we've got the table cut to size. It's now 32 by 16, and we vacuumed it off. We vacuumed out this whole room too, to try and get as much of the sawdust picked up as possible, and I've waited a couple hours just so, all the sawdust could settle out of the air, and then I re-vacuumed the whole table, and now I have a tack cloth that I'm just gonna run over, just to pick up any potentially loose sawdust that might still be on here. And we're gonna do the bottom side first. Tonight, we're gonna apply 3 coats only to the bottom, just to make sure that it is fully sealed. And then I'm gonna let this sit overnight, and then come back tomorrow, and then do the top side and the sides, because I want to do more than 3 coats on the top and the sides. I only did 3 coats on our desk that we have currently in the trailer, and I really wish I would have done more because 3 just wasn't enough to get as good and thick of a coating as I wanted, and I have to wait 2 hours in between each coat. And so, yeah, I'm just going to do the underside tonight and do the rest tomorrow. And this Varathane polyurethane that I got is, I only bought a half pint because I didn't really need very much to do this job, but I'm using a 3-inch brush, and so I need something to pour, you know, to hold the clear coat. So I'm just going to pour it into this thing. Not going to pour a ton right now. I can always, you know, if I need more, I can always come back. And now I'm just going to start applying my clear. And this is the first coat. And then I'll let that dry for 2 hours and come back and do the rest. I've applied 3 coats now to the top and sides and the bottom of the table, but I'm gonna go ahead and sand with 400 grit sandpaper the top and the front side, the only 2 sides that are actually going to be showing, because I'm looking at the finish and it's not quite as smooth as I had hoped it would be. I think I should have sanded this top quite a bit more with a lighter grit sandpaper. I sanded it with 220, which is what the can recommended. But now that I have 3 coats and I've got a little bit of a thickness built up, I'm gonna hit it with 400 grit sandpaper really lightly. I'm not gonna push down at all. I'm just gonna allow the weight of the sanding block to do the sanding for me as I push back and forth. Now, this water-based clear goes on so thin that if you do sand between coats, you need to be really, really gentle. Otherwise, you're gonna sand through. And then after vacuuming, just gonna hit it with a tack cloth again, drag this across, pick up anything that the vacuum may have left behind, just like before. Now we're ready to install the legs onto the table, and like I said before at the beginning of the video, we're going with the exact same legs as we used on this desk right here, and they are the raw steel but with a clear coat over it hairpin legs by DIY Hairpin Legs. And again, there'll be links to everything in the description below if you want to check, you know, the stuff out, and as well as the tools that I used for yourself. And we really like these ones because, you know, they look very industrial, but also rather elegant, in my opinion. You know, you can see the welding marks, you know, you can see where the steel has been discolored from the welds. I really like it. It's really cool, but it has a strong clear coat finish on it, so it will never rust. And we're gonna put one of these on each corner of the table, inset roughly, you know, between 1.5 and 2 inches. And they also come with this little rubber feet on them as well that goes right on the end there. You know, just to give the leg a little bit of a padding to sit on. So, you know, this real narrow round end of it isn't just digging into whatever the leg may be sitting on. These hairpin legs also come with all the hardware that is required to install them. So we're just going to measure out exactly where we want these to be, and then placing little pencil marks on each of the 4 hole locations on each leg. And then we're going to be doing a, you know, drilling a pilot hole that is just smaller than the shank of the screws that are included with the legs, and then run those screws down in, which will mount our legs. Thank you, Butters. And before I run any of the screws down, I'd get them all started just to make sure that they all line up before, you know, getting them down nice and tight. But now we are ready to go. What? Come here. Are you concerned? Oh. Am I making a lot of noise? Oh. Are you concerned? It's okay, Pop. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be over soon. I got 2 more legs to do. Yeah, I know. I've got 2 more legs to do, and then I'll be done. I'll be all done. Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm okay. I promise, I'm okay. All right, go on. Go on. So concerned. Could be a tight fit. Oh ho ho.
You lost a foot, but you're losing all your
That's all right. I'll put those on last. All right. Well, that's basically the end of this project. I hope you guys like it. I mean, I love the way this looks. You know, it just makes this whole L shape part of the trailer just look so good. It all looks the same, you know, the same legs, the same countertop. I mean, I will say that our original desk, you know, now that it's 2 years old and it's been seeing a lot of sun from having these windows open all the time, it has started to yellow just a little bit. And you can really tell with this new piece right next to it, the old one is slightly yellower than the new one, you know, just because, even though we use the exact same clear coat and the exact same butcher block, but, you know, the clear coat does start to yellow over time. Thankfully, water-based doesn't yellow quite as much as oil-based. Oil-based clear coats typically get very amber coloring as they age. And we did run into a couple snags. I had to take the feet, those rubber feet, off of this desk for it to line up flush with the other desk, the original, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe it's just because, you know, the carpet hasn't been compressed down where this desk is sitting right now, whereas on, you know, the original desk, it's, you know, sunken in. I don't know, maybe the floor just isn't quite straight or something. So I'm gonna let it sit without these feet on it for a little while and see if it sort of sinks into the carpet and gets a little bit lower. And if it does, then I'm gonna go ahead and put these feet back on. And another issue, a little snag, is that if I make the table flush with this original desk, then it's not flush with the wall. There's a bit of a gap here on this back left side. And then, so if I try to then make it straight or flush with the wall, then there's a gap at the desk. So the wall and the desk aren't exactly square, or maybe this wall is a little warped. I mean, it is a travel trailer, so not everything is gonna be perfectly straight, unfortunately. And because we're having some of these issues, I'm not gonna go ahead and install these 90-degree brackets that I got. That's what I did with this original desk. I anchored it into the wall using these exact 90-degree brackets. You know, I've got one on this wall, one on the opposite wall, and then I think 4 on this long back wall. And I was gonna also anchor this into the wall just so it wouldn't move around while we're traveling with 90-degree brackets also. But since I want this desk to remain flush with that desk, then I'm not gonna be able to use these. And instead, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some flat brackets and I'm gonna tie these 2 desks together on the underside. So I don't have those on me. I'm gonna have to pick those up from Lowe's or some other hardware store and do that sometime in the future. But now it's time for the most important part of any renovation project. Gotta find out if my wife likes it, right, Ro? What do you think?
Let's take a look. Ooh. I love it, actually. There's so much room under here. You know what I need to do now?
What's that?
I have a job for this project.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I have to find boxes that can fit under this so that we can store things properly and it still look good.
Do you like it?
I love it. This looks so good.
Yeah? Awesome.
Aww. Thank you.
I like it too. Yeah, look at all that space. And
So much space.
Doesn't it look just like, I don't know, it just looks meant to be in here, right? Now that this is all the same, this like whole L shape.
It looks amazing. It really, truly does. And I'm excited to get storage under here that's actually easy to access instead of having to pull the whole table all the way out.
Oh my gosh, Butters likes it.
Butters
look at
loves
this.
it. Look at it. She's so happy. She goes, yeah.
Oh, darn it.
Nah, she'll do it again. Come here. Yeah, you want the belly rubs? Do you
She
like
was
the
so
table?
happy.
Yeah, you like the table. She loves the table.
She's like, I love it too. I love it so much. I'm gonna roll around.
I'm gonna roll around. It's playtime. Playtime.
All right, awesome.
Thank you. This looks
You're welcome.
amazing.
Yep.
Oh, it's so smooth.
All right, project finished, mission accomplished. Up top.
Woo! Yes. This has been a long time coming.
Well, we can go ahead and call this project finished. I love it. The wife loves it. and I hope you guys love it. And you found this video helpful, maybe got some inspiration from it for your own renovation project on your RV. But that's all for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.